agenda has been duly posted in the appropriate places. One is roll call. Jim Olson.
Here.
Jim Bialecki, here, and Harvey Bertrand, excuse absence. Approve of the minutes from the previous meeting.
So, second.
Moved, approved, and seconded by Jim and Jim. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 3, public input. Is there anyone from the public wishing to address the Finance and Personnel Committee? Again, anyone from the public wishing to address the Finance and Personnel Committee? Third and final call. Is there anyone wishing to address Finance and Personnel Committee? If not, we'll move on. Omni Center financials for 2016. Fred?
Well, I went through these minutes, the financials, and I just spotted now, and I didn't spot it until earlier, is there is no Omni Center attached.
Yeah.
Not sure what happened there, so,
5, City General Fund financials. Fred?
okay, that I can talk about. Is in your packet is the general fund financials. The revenues represent half of December. As we move from 15 to 16, we'll have a clearer picture next month of where we stand on the revenue side. The expenditures, we have 11/12ths of the year have been reported, and we roughly have 92% used and 8% left. Pretty much the same thing we had stated earlier with a broken record. As you can see, the attorneys probably be close to that $22,000 deficit over budget. Other than that, I'm optimistic that each department will stay within their budget. Some of the budgets, as you can see, for example, street department, because of the minimum amount of snow, but then again, towards the end of the year, they may have utilized additional overtime. Other than that, I have nothing more to report at this point in time on the revenues or expenditures of the general fund.
Any questions of Fred? If not, I'm going to move to approve the report.
Second.
Second by Jim Olson. Discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 6, water, sewer, stormwater financials. Fred?
Okay, on the, talking about the water utility first, looking on page of the revenues, which is the 610 dash and then 5 zeros in the center, starting with a 4. The revenues, as you know, because we had a extraordinary year of rain, we would have been looking and anticipating hopefully about a $574,000 short, but we're only going to pick up about $400,000 of that, so we're going to be about $174,000 short in the revenue from the since less water was used, less water was being paid by the customers. But at the same time, even though that you should see similar reductions, for example, in reference to electricity and used to pump water since less pumpage was used. In reference to the sewer utility, which is a 620 series, the sewer utility, as you may or may not recall, we tweaked the rates a little bit, both treat and trans. We were looking for about $391,850 for the fourth quarter. We picked up $417,000, so that's about $25,000 better than anticipated. Granted, we still have expenditures to report. In reference to the stormwater utility, we were looking for $178,485 for the fourth quarter. We took in $192,000, which is about close to $14,000 more than anticipated, so that's on target. So the sewer utility and the stormwater utility are on target. The water utility is short due to the additional rainfall that we received during the year. That is all I have to report on the water, sewer, and stormwater at this point. Unless you have any questions.
No, probably a comma back on water. Their retained earnings is sufficient to cover.
Yes. And then, like I say, one fortunate situation is we raised the water rates to help hopefully somewhat offset the additional less water that was used.
Yep. And with that said, I make a motion to approve the water, sewer, and stormwater water, sewer, and stormwater financials for 2016.
Second.
Second by Jim Olson, discussion on that motion. Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 7, proposal to change the start time of Finance and Personnel Committee from 7:30 PM to 7:15 PM. Move to approve.
Second.
Second by Jim Olson, under discussion. It makes sense because more meetings than not were done with the first one in 5 minutes or so. So if there's no further discussion, we'll move on. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Personnel, Hope, review and consideration of hiring a plant engineer intern for 1,000 hours during 2017.
There's a memo attached, and one of the things that we have right now is an intern that's currently working with Katie, and he's been very good at about getting some of the stuff done and has some knowledge already. So while she's on leave, what we're proposing is to pay that intern, because right now they're just getting a stipend, I believe, but to actually put them on the payroll. And some of that would be covered in the wages with her unreimbursed FMLA leave, and then from the other part of it from the administrator budget, because we know that we're not going to have an administrator in January, and that more than would cover, funding that. And so what we're looking is to have that individual help with enforcement things, give assistance to Joe in Katie's absence, and to Jared if need be, for some of those things.
I'm going to make a motion to deny the request.
Second.
Good. Another discussion. I'm going back knowing that at some point there might be a temporary vacancy, and in doing that, had asked some departments about backup plans. In that case, one would back up, the other should something come up, that's fine. In this case, though, too, the cards would be shuffled out to Jared, to Joe, and whatever to assist with that, that's fine. Now, this comes up. To me, this should have been ran through the budget process and was not. And if, in fact, it were approved, our normal practice week to post ad or advertise a position, not just arbitrarily pick someone to do that. And then 30, the thing that stands out too, there's not a credible job description tied to this. And frankly, I would have liked to have had a heads up long before Friday night or Saturday, whenever I picked my agenda up, that we didn't review it this time, so my motion is to deny. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 2, review and consideration of redistribution of interim land use and development director stipends while on leave. Move to approve.
Second.
And obviously, you can see right there who's doing what. Any further discussion on the motion? Hearing none, all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. 3, review and consideration of renewal of Gunderson Industrial Safety IRA agreement for 2017. Move to approve.
Second.
Second by Jim Bolson. Under discussion, this is just an annual renewal.
Yeah, there's no cost to this, and there's been no changes to the policy. And the nice part is they offer a discount on any dress pair of eyeglasses as well.
Okay. All in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. No item for us tonight, therefore I make a motion to adjourn at time 7:38.
Second.
Second by Jim Olson. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, all in favor of that motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Thank you all for coming in.